Hello there. Today's video is one of several that I'm going to be recording in advance of my move that I'm going to be recording rather quickly, and I'm not going to be able to do all the production value that I would normally be able to do, but I'm going to try and cover them as best I can. Now, today's video is actually something I've been wanting to talk about for quite some time. A while back, I recorded several Commodore pet videos in a row and mentioned that there was a different video that I actually wanted to make about it. This is that video. Now, I have my Commodore PET 4032, and I have my 8050 single-sided floppy drive, and my slightly inaccurate dataset that is a little bit newer than it should be. I also have the dataset emulator that I can connect my phone to and load tap files. However, the one thing that has eluded me thus far for a PET is a printer. Don't worry about any flickering you may see in this video. The brightness pot on the back is a little bit dirty, and that's all it is. But until I can get my hands on a Commodore printer, I have a rather different solution that I'm going to be doing today. And it involves this Apple image writer. Because today we're going to commit the heresy of using an Apple printer on a Commodore PET. And I'm going to do it with the contents of this box. This is an ADA 1450, and this is a rather unusual device created by Connecticut Microcomputer, also known as CMC. Now, Connecticut Microcomputer is likely not a brand name you recognize, and that's because it's basically some dude in a shed who made computer stuff. They did get some things custom branded, but this is mostly surface level rather than professional. Now, this is not to knock them because this thing is really cool, but it's more that it represents a different era of computer stuff. Like, for example, Creative Labs started as a computer shop that started making their own cards to sell to customers and became a huge company. So something like this wasn't all that uncommon then, but it still bears the signs of an amateur type product. Now, the one I have here is rather interesting, and I'll get into this in a bit, but I want to talk about some stuff first because this is both complete and not complete, and it's actually impossible to get one of these that is complete, and I'll go into how in a moment. But what this is rather interesting. This is a serial printer adapter for the Commodore PET. Now, the Commodore PET is a Gpib device. It can only communicate things using IEEE 488 as the protocol. This means that it's not possible to use it with standard parallel printers, which are the majority of them that have been made. Now, the PET had its own line of printers made that were Gpib enabled, and I actually do have a Gpib printer meant for my HP86, although I've never tried connecting it to the PET because I don't know if the byte structures that they use are compatible. One of these days I might try it because it's not going to hurt anything. I just don't think it's likely to work. However, what this device does here is allows you to convert a serial printer into a Gpib device to use with the Commodore PET. Now, this is really weird and interesting, and there are such things as protocol adapters. For example, here's one that allows you to convert between parallel and serial. I don't know that this one actually works, and I've never been able to get it to work, but this is a type of device that exists. However, Gpib doesn't usually get devices like this made for it, and to find one that is enthusiast grade, let's say, like this is rather interesting. So today we're going to try it out. I do actually know that this works, so this is going to be successful, but there are a couple of other things that are worth looking at. Now, this paper tells you how to use this device. One of the things about the Commodore PET in this era is, well, that it boots up to BASIC. That's what it was showing at the beginning of the video here. There isn't exactly a copy of Microsoft Word available for it, and word processors weren't very common. So this paper that you get with the printer adapter tells you how you can use BASIC to print out to the printer over the interface. And I think this is particularly funny because, I mean, you're writing software to print. Now, you could probably set up the Commodore PET in some way to print out like a BASIC program directly to the printer, kind of like an LPrint in BASIC, but I don't actually know because I'm not that familiar with Commodore BASIC. So it's kind of weird that you would get this and then not really have a way to write out and print documents, except there is. If we look right here, here are how the instructions read. Return your warranty card, this, to receive your free cassette with programs for plotting functions, printer formatting routines, and screen dump. Now, one of the other things they had available at the time was actually the CMC word processor, which did work with this adapter. Now, I don't know if you would get that with this adapter, but I have found a tap file of that tape online, and we're going to try and work with it. Now, this is why this is interesting and impossible to complete, because you can either have the warranty card with this device, which you would have to fill out and then return, or you can have the software for it. You cannot have both the warranty card and the software, and this is almost like some form of DRM or copy protection, because you must register your hardware to get the software to use it. And I just find that kind of funny, because I mean, you can technically use it with what you have, but it doesn't go into a whole lot of detail here. It's basically just set the output with the device information and then print. And yeah, I find that kind of hilarious. But now let's go ahead and get this connected and try it out with what I have. Then I will attempt to load the tap file, and I'm going to try and do it with this first, but I haven't had the greatest success with that, so we'll see how that goes. But if not, I think I have it saved on a disk already as well, and we'll try and load that. Okay, so first off, let's take a look at this thing, because it's really weird and inconvenient to use, and it's really cool. I like it a whole lot. And I'm really happy I found it, because it is such a product of another era. So first off, we have this box. Now, this is a standard hobby box. I could open this, but I'm not going to, because this is supposed to be a quick and simple video. But I've seen other products from other companies using this exact box, and it was just a standard off-the-shelf thing you could get at the time. Now, rather than having connectors, all of the cables are hardwired to it, and you cannot disconnect them or swap them out with other cables. So it wasn't really designed for interoperability or reliability, because if one of these cables has an issue, you just kind of hosed. You could obviously remove it and replace it, but you know, this is, again, not the mark of a high production value product. Now, here we have the three main cables connected to this thing. So this is the Gpib interface cable. This is going to plug in to the back of the PET over here. Now, we actually have two connectors, and I don't remember which one is which, and they didn't install the keys in here. Let's come over here and grab my Gpib cable for my PET, and I'm going to look at, you know, which one has the keys on the connectors, or the card edges over here, and match that up, and looks like that one is the Gpib port. Now I don't know which direction it goes. Oh, it says top ever so faintly right there in the copper, so I know I can plug this in right here. Now, this is a really nice mark of quality on this product here that I can demonstrate, because, oh, actually I could have used that as well. The connector, why it is a circuit board, it's also a pass-through, so I can connect my disk drive and my printer at the same time. That's pretty nice. This is a feature of Gpib with the standard Centronics connector. It's a little weird on the card edge, but it's still nice that they did that. I don't think I'm going to be using the disk drive unless I absolutely have to, so I will take this away for now, but we can look at the other connectors. This is a standard RS-232 serial connector. And this is part of why this video has been slightly difficult to make, because it must be used with a serial printer, which the Apple Image Writer here actually is. So all I have to do is just plug this in. Now, initially, when I got this adapter, I thought I was going to have to try and use this thing with it, that I could plug the adapter in, sort of. This is part of why this adapter is kind of strange. It says it's bidirectional, but it's very clearly meant to go from parallel to serial, and, well, yeah, it's just a little weird. So I've been trying to find a serial printer that I can use with it. Now, obviously, I've had this Apple Image Writer for a while, so I got these long after I got this. I've had this sitting around for years now, but I can finally actually use this. And then the last cable coming out of it is the power supply, which is labeled right here. Now, this is clearly just a linear power supply. It's a big transformer in there. outputs 15 volt DC. Okay, I'm surprised that it is DC, not AC, and then regulated in here. This probably has an LM7815, I'm going to guess, inside. 15 volts at 250 milliamps. Yeah, so it's probably extremely simple in there. But it's slightly nice that this is connected, since 15 volts is a somewhat unusual power supply voltage. I mean, one thing I know offhand that uses that voltage are original iHome things, the docks that you'd plug your iPod video into. So that's something that you can get, but you don't need that because it's permanently wired. Now, that's all we need to do to use this, except when it comes to the baud rate settings. You need to be able, oh, those are not baud rate. How do you set baud rate? Can you? Value of CT should be set from this table. Value of C Pico. Oh man, you have to adjust. You have to adjust an analog pot that is, I guess, a capacitor to adjust the baud rate. Oh, that's great. Well, I think I already have it set up for 9600 baud, hopefully. Was that one of the options? So if not, then, oh, that would be max. If not, then I'm going to be flipping the jumpers inside the Apple image writer, which is fun. I will document where they are right now because this is already 9600 8N1, which is the standard. But yeah, that's part of the fun of setting this kind of device up. It's a little persnickety. All right, let's give this thing a shot. So I'm going to turn on the printer and the computer. Okay, and this is connected and powered up between them. So I should be able to just type in a program here. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. This program tells you how to adjust the baud rate. Oh, okay. So it's over here that it tells you how to print. Okay. Again, I'm doing this really quick. So forgive me. But let's try this. So I don't remember if I think it's 134 is what I want. So let's do open. Okay. Oops. Oh, come on, N key. Oh, no. Has my copper tape thing failed on me? Which other keys didn't work? N, M, oh, no. Actually, the repair itself is fine, measures with no issues on my multimeter, but the N key itself is actually really dirty looking, so it's probably just not making good contact. So I'm just going to go clean that and then draw graphite on it with a pencil so it'll be more conductive, like I've done with some of the other ones near it here, and that will probably fix it. This is the most frustrating keyboard I have ever used. It is just for every time I try and do something with the pet, this keyboard has a new problem. There, only put back enough together to test it, and yeah, N key works. This thing is infuriating. Whatever, okay, back to the printer stuff. Okay, I can now type the word open on here. Some of the keys still aren't working all the time. So probably just gonna have to go through and put graphite on every single one of these buckers, but for now there's enough of them working that I should be able to do this. Okay, so back to where we were. Printer's on, computer's on, they're connected. Let's try this. So I'm gonna do open 130, all right, comma 4. Okay, CMD 130, all right. Okay, now let's do 10 rem is there an apostrophe? Yeah. It's been a little while. 10 I'm a printer. Okay, I don't know why it went there, but okay. Now let's do list. Okay, print number. Let's try this. Here's how you actually program it. So I'm going to do print $. Yeah, I don't blame you for not liking that one. Okay, this thing's frustrating. I've had this working before. I'm probably going to go back and see exactly how I did that, because I did take a short video of it, but I'm not sure what I did. Okay, I've reviewed my footage. What I'm going to do, 10 rem test. All right, I'm going to put that in first, and it is 130 that I need. So I'm going to do, what is it? Open 130 space 130 comma 4. Yeah. Okay. CMD 130. Okay. No pin activity. List. Oh. Okay. Baud rate's wrong. So, but that should work. So now I just need to fix the baud rate on this. All right, it says it can read and print the baud rate, so I'm going to give that a shot and see what happens. I suspect it's 300 right now, but I'm just curious. Maybe then I could adjust it to 9600 and my life would be a lot easier. All right, I've got it typed in. I've listed it. It looks correct, so let's see if it runs, which I am not going to be super confident about. Interesting. Okay, so it's baud rate of 1200 right now. I guess I could adjust this in real time. That's lower. Let's crank it. Oh, this is cool. This is really nice. Uh-oh. Why is it maxed? For more accurate adjustment, use the baud rate program on the cassette tape. You'll be... great. Adjust P1 with small screwdriver to set the baud rate. If the desired baud rate cannot be obtained over the range of the P1 capacitor, CT on the 80A circuit board will have to be changed? What? Okay, so that's why I set it to 1200. I'm not swapping out a part. Okay, now I feel like every single time I use this printer, I have to look this up. So the first thing I'm going to do here is put this on there, so I never have to go look up the manual again to figure out what the baud rate settings are, because I'm really tired of this. Now the baud rate settings are tucked way down in the bottom here, so yeah, that's fun. So if I need it to be 12, that means that this one needs to come up down here. Let's just do this. Bingo. And now it should be 1200 baud. And, yeah, it'd be nice if those were on the back or something, but oh well. There we go. Hopefully it'll work now. All right, let's try this one more time. That should be ready to go. I'm going to do 10 rem test. Okay. Open 130, comma 4. 4, right? 4. But I do need that comma. 4. CMD 130. List. No, I refuse to take the blame on that one. I forgot this thing's really stupid. The switches are not labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. They're labeled 1, 2, 3, 4 from right to left. So I had not changed the baud rate. I don't think this will work still. That's extra unhappy. I'm just going to reset both. Okay. Let's try this one more time. 10 rem test. I actually don't need to put the quote marks, but whatever. Open 130, comma 4. CMD 130. List. Ha! Print. Oh, okay. That feels good. Something, finally. Okay, now if I do list again. All right. List. Okay, it's a little weird, but all right. So it's not the ready command is not sending a carriage or a new line, so it's not printing quite right, but it's close enough. Okay, that feels good. At least that's something. Okay, I want to try printing something a little more substantial now. So I've connected my 8050 to here, and I'm going to see if I can load a program and then print the source code to the printer. So I'm going to do this, and it's been a little while since I've used this, so hopefully nothing goes wrong here. Okay, and then I believe it's full-on catalog. Great. Catalog. There we are. That sounds great. Well, it works, I guess. Alright, it's been a while. Load. Matrix, is that all I have to do? Nope. How do I stop? Okay. Load. Oh man, what is it? 0? Load matrix. I'm gonna 8 maybe. I don't know. Comma 8, I think. Okay. There we are. Okay, ready. List. Excellent. All right, now for those who may not have seen this before, this is a program I wrote quite a long time ago. It's actually, I think, the first video that's on my channel that's not Revolt. This is just a very, very simple version of the code thing from the Matrix. So if I list that, that's all the code. I tried to write it to fit on one screen because I had this before I had a data set or a floppy drive, so I wrote it so I could take a picture of it with my phone. But this also means that it'll fit on a single sheet of paper. So if I advance that to the next sheet, all right, I could probably do some kind of form set on there, but I'm not going to bother with that. But what I am going to do is open 130, comma 4, okay, CMD 4, oh no, CMD 130, CMD 130, hopefully this doesn't mess it up, and it messed it up. Open 130, comma 4, CMD 130, okay, list. And there we have the program. So, that's kind of nice. I don't know what all exactly. Oh, these are spaces. This was not a very well-written program. New to Commodore Basic. Don't judge it too harshly. But it printed, and hey, that is not bad. I'm quite happy with that. Okay, I gotta admit, I don't know what the opened and CMD commands do, because I just tried to catalog this disk again, and, well, oh, it printed everything over there. That's weird. Okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, it printed the programs. You can see there's .prg on there, which I was not expecting. So I don't know. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see, I think, like I said, I did actually put a copy of the CMC word processor on one of these disks. I'm going to look at these and see if I really did here. All right, we're going to do load. All right. I'm going to hit play, and I'm now going to load the program off of a TAP file, which is emulating the data set here. And I have a connection directly to it because somebody was really awesome and sent me a data set emulator, little plugin, perfect, CMC word processor. We're going to run this. Now, this doesn't mention a word processor at all. And I don't know if the word processor existed at this time, but it's actually made by the same company, CMC, Connecticut Microcomputer, and we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. Okay, So here is a description of how to use this program that's actually from a Compute article where someone reviewed this, but then they also listed out every single command that you have in this program for some weird reason. I don't know why. The first thing we need to do, though, is I'll show you this. List 21, all right. Hey, would you look at that? Poke 59458, 62. That is the killer poke. This program is actually the one that made me go off and do that whole video on the killer poke, which I highly recommend if you want to check out. And yeah, it's really dumb that this is a word processor that has the killer poke in it. I don't know. So all we're going to have to do here is just do 21 space enter, and probably could even omit the space. And now that line is gone. So now it's not going to have the killer poke. So we can run this. And all right, we're going to do tape. We're just going to lie to it. Error. What? Why did it error? It didn't error before. Tape. Run. Let's go disk. Just lie to it. Are you kidding me? Okay. This just worked on this computer. What? You know what? I'm going to guess that it's something to do with this disk being unformatted. So let's just, I don't know why it's accessing it here. Run. Tape. Computers are infuriating. All right. I will get back to you after I format this disk and after this program starts. Okay, it's running. It's set to disk. The disk is initialized. I tried to save the program to the disk, and I learned about desave this time, but it still didn't work, so I don't know what the deal is. But let's try just some commands here, because I really don't understand this program, and it's very strange. So let's see what free bytes looks like. Okay, is that going to work? Not found. Okay, this is a Byte Magazine, Connecticut Microcomputer Word Processor Program Review. And it describes something that looks exactly like this. I don't know. This is a line of text. Is it going to store it? Okay, let's go up. No. Replace any line with the one you type in. Okay, replace. Let's try this. Aha! We're getting somewhere. This is a line of text. Boom. We have something. Excellent. Okay. Insert. We're on line 1. Excellent. Okay. This is the second line. Okay. Oh, this is nice. Okay. Actually, this is line 2 because it started at 0. I don't know what it's going to do with a really long one. Okay, let's go ahead and stop. How do I get out of this? If I just, perfect. Ooh, why is 2 missing? Down. Okay, I have no idea. We can do all sorts of stuff. Like, we can set line margins and, different stuff. This is kind of crazy. Let's try print now that we have something. Print command. This command prints your text either to your screen or your printer in its finished form. Okay, print. Okay. Interesting. Print 130? I don't know. How do I... okay. I guess I'm going to need like an actual manual. It'd be hilarious if this program is not compatible with their own printer adapter. It is absolutely a possibility. I would like to know... Print. All directives must start with in the first column in the line. They be treated as text. Each directive instruct how do you like your output printed. All directives begin with a period. For example, .ce is a directive to center the next string. Ugh. This is awful. This is a truly terrible program. All right, I'm gonna look again for a manual, because there's no help, there's no menu. There's, oh, except that actually shows something. I don't know what that's showing. I'm going to guess that's free bytes. Even though free Will free work? No. That just went free and went home. Not found. I don't know. Bytes. So I don't know why. Menu as a command. If I can, it will do shorthand and men. Okay, maybe it does shorthand. That's weird. M-E. Intriguing. I-N. Very interesting. Okay, so it does shorthands. That's kind of clever. I like that. All right, but this still sucks. Third line. Okay, we're just gonna do that. All right, that's something. Oh, that's weird. So, okay, I don't know. Print 1. Third line. It's because our current line is 2. I don't know. I'm gonna go look up a manual. A proper manual, not some weird magazine one. All right, I've got to be honest here. So I'm gonna stop this program. I'm gonna rerun it. Which one is this? This is copyright 1979. What year is this thing? Because I think I might be onto something here. This may not be designed for, like, printers. I'm not sure. This doesn't make any sense. This doesn't have a year printed on it, so I don't know. But version word processor 1632. So this predates this computer. That's part of why it has the killer poke in it. So when I try and run it, I really don't know what I'm going to get. So first off, this program is terrible, all right? I was showing you before it's line-based. You'd honestly just be better off writing a basic program instead of using this. I don't know why anybody would pay $30 to just have a basic program pretend that it is a basic program. So I don't know what's going on here. The second thing is if I go into insert mode, all right, or input mode, I'm not even sure that this whole thing is correct here with the insert versus input. I don't know. But if I put test line, you know, whatever, we got a line of text now. Go back. Now I have this. I can print it onto the screen, but it never goes over to the printer, and I don't know how to make it. I can do P, 130, nothing. All right. I can do P4, nothing. I don't know if it's even possible to print. I mean, it has to be, but I don't know what the commands are. I can't find a manual. I can't even find a download for this program again. I don't remember where I got it. So this is just one of those things where this is archaic, and I'm not sure that I can actually find enough documentation to use this again. Now, there is the potential that I could... Here's the thing. List, 1-50. Let's just try this. It's a basic program, all right? I could potentially go through and try and find all the commands in this thing. But here's the thing. This is a really big program, all right? And I don't particularly feel like looking through all, 600 lines of code or whatever that there are to figure out what all of the commands might be in this thing, because I've got better things to do. So I don't know how to use this. So my personal opinion is that we're just going to do this. No, we're not going to use this program at all. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to write a small little thing here, because we can do list now, and hey, it's clear. I should actually restart this though. Let's just do that. And we're going to write a small little thing that we're just going to print out here. So let's say we're going to write a really basic letter, and then we're going to print this out. So let's do this. Let's see. This actually shows you how to print to the printer. So let's try this first off. So it's open. All right. Open. And then 130, comma 4. And then, nope, I didn't do a comma, 4. Okay. And then we've got beneath that, print, whoops, that'll be fine, I'll just put it over here. Print number 130, didn't do the pound symbol, 130, comma, oh, this is where it gets weird, comma, A, that's probably a character control code, I don't know what it's going to be. And then another character control code, GT, $, then a string, okay. The time is, oh, so it was printing out the time. Why? No, just test. There. I don't care. I don't need it to be fancy. Stupid program with its nonsense. Yeah, let's just do that. Bingo. We printed test out. So we can now do that. I do need to figure out how to print a new line. Maybe there is a reason to use that word processor, because then you don't need to know all these character control things. What if I do print this 130? No, comma. Come on, comma. Test. Will that work? It did. The printer is even smart enough to print it in reverse. So that's a thing. What is A and what is GT? Time is, I don't know. Is it one of those like, I don't know. This is really weird. There, I've written out a really simple program that should print out a message, and let's see what that looks like on the printer. I don't know what this stupid thing needs. This is so infuriating. Open 130, 4, print number 130, and then I demonstrated that it doesn't need the A or the anything else. Open 130. 4, print number 130. Here is, actually there needs to be a comma. It does need to be a comma. Here is some text. Then before I press enter, you look over there. All right. It works. But then I bring it back over here, okay, before the program, open 130, 4, all right, nope, comma, 4, okay, it's already open, okay, run, file not open, error in town, okay, 1, open 130, 4, maybe it needs to be in the program, let's try this. Run. Aha! We're going to run that again. Don't worry. Here we go. Bingo. We can print. This is not the best video I've made. This thing has just been difficult. Every single time I've tried to use this, it's given me frustration like this, and I don't know what the deal is. Knowing more about Commodore Basic to know what I can type in and what points might help, but for right now, open 130 to 4, okay, and then print to 130 seems to be the way to go to print on a Commodore PET with an adapter like this. That worked out pretty well. Now, if I wanted to be fancy, I could probably do some lowercase characters. Matter of fact, poke 4, is it 6, 7? No, hold on. 6, 7, 4, 5, 8, comma, 14. Yep. Comma, 14. All right. Illegal quantity, 6, 7, 4, 5, 8. What is it? Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. I was going to show how to do lowercase stuff, but it really doesn't matter. On my keyboard, when I do shift, I get special characters. Shift lock doesn't do that. So if I actually wanted this to look lowercase, I would have to do the poke to actually do the different characters, because there's 3 sets of characters on this keyboard, and they decided that uppercase and graphics characters are more important. You know, okay, this is going to be a question I know I'm going to get. So this won't be able to do graphics characters. So if I do 90, all right, I'm going to add another line here, print number 130, comma, and then the thing. And if I put any graphics characters, like let's say I put the half-filled block on the right, and then say this line, all right, maybe another line, and then there's like a plus thing here. Okay, if I do that and try and send it to this, it's not going to work. Run, all right. It just prints garbage because it doesn't have those characters. This is not doing any kind of per pin control. This is just converting the ASCII output over Gpib to ASCII RS-232 and sending that directly. So this is not going to do graphics. It might be possible to do graphics with the period and then positioning stuff, but it's really not that worth it. This adapter was just meant to allow you to use really basic printers like the Apple Image Writer with a really basic computer like the Commodore PET for basic tasks just like printing. If you were doing forms, you know, that we would be creating these multiple times during the day and you didn't have a mimeograph or something like that where you could do duplicates, this might be helpful. Or say you're writing a program on your PET and you want to be able to do logging. You know, maybe you're doing, this could actually be attached to scientific equipment with the Gpib connector. So you could use this for doing real tests and then output to a printer, you know, to be helpful. Or terminal, you know, that's another thing I'll get asked. Can this do bidirectional? I don't know. My experiences with this tells me I don't really want to find out. It might be possible to connect this to a printer and read data back and do that kind of stuff, but I am not going to find out. The directions for this are terrible. I don't know enough about Commodore Basic offhand to be able to tell you if it can or not, so it's just not worth finding out. This could print to a glass display, though. It could be used to print to a terminal to display something to someone. And that would be kind of fun, but there's really, I don't know if it can read back. I don't know how to read back. So it's not going to be something that I'm going to try. If anyone knows how to read data using Commodore PET commands, then feel free to leave a comment below, and I might revisit this with that. But for right now, I'm assuming it's not possible because this is an extremely simple adapter. And I feel like a terminal is something that they would have mentioned in the documentation here, and they don't. I have read this. It's been a while since I've read this, but I have read this, and it doesn't mention like reading data back, all right? So I don't think it can, or else they would be all over advertising that. So yeah, I doubt that it can. But I still think it's a really cool adapter, despite how difficult it is, and despite how absolutely terrible their own word processor is. I have no idea what you're supposed to do with these commands. I wish I could find an actual manual for it and try it for real, but I just can't. There are other word processors available for the PET, and I could potentially go and find one and try and get it working, but that's not in the cards for this video. This was just meant to be really quick, and I'm pretty happy with the results. I can list out a program to the printer, and I can write my own software to print to the printer. So I feel like I have achieved what I wanted to do with this right now. I wish I could have got the word processor working, but it's terrible. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this look at a very strange adapter. This is something that I've been wanting to cover for a long time, but every time I've tried, I've just been met with all kinds of issues like you've seen in this one. There's been a lot of videos I've tried to do where there's just little things that drag the whole thing down like this, and then I will just shelve the project until I have more time to come back and do it better later, but I don't have time right now, so this is it. I guess I'm sorry. I don't really feel bad because at this time I'm packing and moving and this whole set probably doesn't even exist anymore. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to support me making more videos like this, you can look in the description for links that'll help out. But that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time.